All right, welcome Bankcard Life community. I'm going to cover key 2 today. Last week we discussed key 1, which was leveraging or creating leverage in your business to help you grow and maintain $1 million portfolio. So today I'm going to discuss and talk about key 2. And key 2 is that you have to have a consistent lead generation strategy to really build and maintain that portfolio. Now, I'm not going to cover everything in detail. If you read my book, I have a whole chapter on 20 prospecting techniques, but I just wanted to cover the most important ones in my mind, that if I was out in the field today or I was out growing an organization today, I would be utilizing several of these techniques. So the first one's the old school, tried and true cold calling. And I still talk to a lot of agents out there, a lot of ISOs out there that still put feet on the street, and they are generating their activity, they're building their pipelines through cold calling. Cold calling could be face to face, walking down the street, or cold calling could be over the phone, building up a pipeline. So I would recommend, if you're cold calling, you absolutely have a unique scripted presentation or product that you are leading with to help you get in the door and help engage that merchant in a conversation that will definitely add value and benefit to their business. So cold calling, one of the old tried and true methods. Many of you, if you're cold callers, then my hat's off to you. I was never a cold caller, never preferred it. I felt like I could get a lot more done by running appointments or utilizing other methods for my lead generation. Preset appointments. This is a great technique. This is what I preferred when I was out in the field and I was running and building teams, because I felt like if I had appointments and I had somewhere for my reps to go, even though they were 1099s, I still had a lot of control in that relationship, and I could send my top guys to the best appointments and reward them in a way, and drive and really direct my business a little bit more when I ran preset appointments. Now, if you don't want to get on the phone or hop on the phone and set appointments, you can hire someone. There are many places out there on the internet. I've used Upwork.com before to hire contractors. There's sites like Freelancer.com, Fiverr. There's just many sites out there where you can hire telemarketing people, appointment setters from a contract perspective, or you can run an ad in your local market, hire part-time telemarketers, and there are many different systems and pre-dialers that they can run right from their home and set appointments for you. I used to also approach new businesses, and here in Texas where I'm at, there's a lot of public filings and a lot of free public information. So you need to kind of track this down if you want to approach any of these new businesses. But you could go after new liquor license filings, you could go after new tax permits. We had in our state a free tax permit list that we got from the Secretary of State. Typically every week there would be 2,000 to 3,000 businesses on that list with phone numbers that I could give to my telemarketing team, and they could start setting appointments and working through that list. The other thing you could do is go after new doing business or assumed names, DBA filings, from your county clerk or your Secretary of State, and there are certainly other services where you can buy those DBAs as they come in. So you know they're a new business filing. They are going to need credit card processing at some point. There are cosmetology licenses you can go after. There are UCC filings. These are liens that are put on business owners when they're getting loans or leases or things of that nature that you can call and buy those UCC filings. You can go after contractors like electrical contractors, HVAC, general contractors, whatever your state really is requiring a license for, you could pull those and go after those as potential customers. There's also other lists you can buy, like new phone connections, new faxes, new website domains, lots of different options. So if you want to go after the new business market, you could approach it from any of these strategies or perspectives. You can also purchase leads from lead vendors. I'm working on a new lead source with a group, and we're in testing phases right now, but I'll have something out here in the next month or two for members that will be social media leads that we can talk about, discuss, and make available to the community. There's also a company called eDirects that I have experience with, some of the groups that I've worked with that sell leads. They range anywhere from $10 to $15, and you can buy those leads, but they are given out to multiple people, so you have to really be competitive on your offer. And there's certainly online sources like Buyer Zone and some others that you can play with out there on the internet. But eDirects was a pretty good provider that I heard good feedback on. The one I'll be bringing you will be a good company that you'll be able to work with. You can hire people to do your organic search for you. You can also do pay-per-click. You can retarget merchants and leads online. Retargeting is a system that tracks the cookies. So if you've ever been on the internet, maybe you were searching for, let's say, a book, and then you hop over to CNN and all of a sudden an ad for that book pops up while you're on CNN or another news website. That's called retargeting. So they are following you around and retargeting that ad or product to you. And there are companies that can perform these services for you, but they're pretty expensive and you have to commit to an ad budget. So this is really something for the bigger companies that have an advertising budget and lead generation budget that they can spend. So that's a little time to generate organic search placement, and PPC you can get up and running for pay-per-click, but like I said, they're very, very expensive. So that's something you want to look at if you've got the budget to spend. Networking groups is probably one of my favorite things. If you're a smaller one-man or two-man operation, get involved with BNI. You can go out to meetups.com. There are so many meetups and lead exchange groups in every area. I just looked here in Houston and there were dozens and dozens and dozens of them. So you could be running a breakfast or lunch or a meetup lead exchange group every single day of the week, where you can be referring business to those other members and they can be referring business to you. You can certainly work with your chambers, get on the welcoming committee for all the new chamber members, generate business there. A lot of churches have a business networking group. I'm involved in ours at our church. There's also other niche groups. I'm in the Marine Corps business group on LinkedIn. So there's different places you can go on LinkedIn and do business with those specific groups or associations that you might belong to. Trade shows are always great too. If you've got a local business or regional trade show that you want to attend, you could certainly attend those. Remember, you'll probably have to have a table there. There'll be an expense there, flyers, marketing collateral, and maybe actually a booth if it's a bigger show. And then there's other products like ringless voicemail drops. There's call transfers, so you can buy leads where lead companies will dial out or call out for you, or maybe even a live person will call and they'll do a call transfer right to you when that merchant's ready to hear about your offering. Ringless voicemail drops, I've heard a couple people have used those before. That's where they drop a voicemail right onto your cell phone, so it avoids any of the legislative or FTC issues with auto dialing, I believe. And drops it right in their voicemail, so they feel like they missed the call, they pick it up and they listen to it. And there's other companies that do text marketing and things of that nature that are very similar. If you want two sources to find leads, I would try a service called d7leadfinder.com. It's very affordable. You can go out and build your search criteria, and it actually pulls all the updated information right off of Google and the internet for you. So if you're looking for automotive repairs in the Sacramento, California area, it will pull them all up, give you their email if they have them, their website, give you their reviews, how they're reviewed online, and their phone number. So it's a really, really good service that you can build a prospecting list from very, very affordably. You can go to LeadFuse as well. They've got some new things that they're doing, targeting people on LinkedIn as well, and getting in some LinkedIn groups. And that's certainly another strategy you could use if you want to find prospects in some of the LinkedIn groups and search using LinkedIn. There's a tool called Sales Navigator that you can pay an additional fee for and search prospects through LinkedIn. So these are a few of the top ones that I would recommend, but you've got to have a strategy in place to have your funnel full, primed and pumped with leads coming in every day. And actually, in my opinion, the lead part of it's even more important than the selling part of it, because you can overcome poor sales skills if you have enough leads. But if you don't have enough leads, you can't overcome poor selling skills. So the greatest combination is to have your leads coming in, and then you're honing your sales skills, you're honing your offer, your advertising, your marketing, so you're getting a really, really high close ratio off of those referrals and those leads that are coming in. And we talked a lot about referrals and leveraging through referrals, associations, and all that in the first session when I talked about leverage. So I would pick 2 or 3 of these strategies. You don't want to be completely dependent upon one strategy for all your leads. Lead vendors go in and out of business, they change, so you want to have 2 or 3 of these that you've got working and going, that you are always actively filling and priming that pump with. So I hope this helps you. Once again, in my book, I've got a chapter on prospecting. I think I lay out 20 different strategies there for you. Go ahead and message, chat, comment, and I'll try to answer those, or the group can chime in too. And here's just a little case study that I put together. You know, a lot of times ISOs and agents need leads, and the best strategy, in my opinion, to do this is, when you're generating leads, is to have a product-based strategy where you've got something unique and different that you can pique that merchant's interest so they will want to talk to you. And the 3 top things that I see out there that people are using are certainly, 1, cash discounting and surcharging. That's a great way to lead a conversation and get into a conversation. It's a little bit more complex when you have to educate them and explain it to them if they haven't heard of cash discounting or surcharging. So you really need to have that presentation down and that pitch down. Another great product that we've used is point of sale financing. That works very well to pique merchants' interest that are selling higher ticket items that might want to be financed, or maybe they're financing today, they're getting a lot of declines and turndowns, and they want to get more of their customers approved for their services. So that's great for med spas, laser hair removal, automotive repair, third-party products, home improvement merchants, anybody selling a consumer good over, say, $500 and higher that might need some type of financing. Cosmetic surgery, elective surgery, dental, orthodontic, all those are great prospects to lead with a consumer or a point-of-sale financing product. And then the business lending products is always a great general product that you can lead with any business, because most business owners, and I haven't looked at the recent studies, but the last one I looked at, it was something like 50-60% of all business owners are looking for capital to grow or buy new equipment or inventory. So if you've got a nice suite of business lending products, maybe merchant cash advance, which is not my favorite product, but credit line products, those are my favorite. Asset-based lending for larger deals, invoice factoring. Maybe you've got equipment financing options available for merchants, so you can walk in and refinance their building, or you could get them money and capital they need on a credit line up to $250,000 to $500,000, so they can really grow and expand that business. So a lot of times merchants that can't get traditional bank money will always be willing and open to speaking to you about some of your third-party business lending products. So it's a great way to lead in, set appointments, and set expectations with that business owner, pick up some business lending, or at least engage them, and then you want to sell them your other products, right? Like payment processing and any of the other solutions that you're offering. So the group that I've tested some of these with, most were call center environments. We at least doubled, in some cases tripled, their merchant engagement and their appointments by utilizing a product-based sales approach. And then it also takes that price out of the equation. It doesn't become an issue when you're saving them 95% of their fees on cash discounting, or you're able to finance 40% of their turndowns. You're generating a lot of additional business for them, and you really don't get into that price conversation. So I hope this helps. Key 2, you have to have a consistent lead generation strategy to grow that portfolio to $1 million value and that $30,000+ per month. So please comment once again. I'd love to help you. Let us know if you've got any unique strategies that you're utilizing that you could share with the community as well. Thank you. Talk to you soon.